Rec-
ऑल ऑफ यू कैसे हैं। सो आज का एक जो टॉपिक है ये अपना है इनपुट आउटपुट स्ट्रीम, जावा इनपुट आउटपुट स्ट्रीम के बारे में आज हम लोग पढ़ने वाले हैं। और इन दिस चैप्टर वी आर गोइंग टू लर्न अबाउट दैट व्हाट हाउ वी कैन स्टोर एंड रीड द बाइनरी डेटा फ्रॉम द फ्लैग फाइल and how to read and write the primitive data to the files, okay? And what is the need of serialization and deserialization. So before going to these the higher concepts, we will go with this Java input output. So basically, what is a Java input output? Okay, and what are the binary streams? Input stream. There are the various classes that we have heard about. So how to use that classes and what is the use of simply Java input output. So far, we have learned that how to store the data in the variable. Okay, in the previous oops concept, we have learned about that how we can store the data in variables. So in this PPT, we are going to learn how to store the data in the files permanently. Okay, so before going to the introduction, so first we think about the need of this chapter. So, why we are studying this Java input and output? So, the basic idea of using input output stream is to store the data from the file and read the data from the keyboard. Okay. And at the end of this PPT, we are also going to cover the required methods for handling the file and the directories that are predefined in Java. Okay. So, now before going to this, first we look at the flat files and media. Okay, flat files and media means suppose if we are reading a data to the file, we are if we are reading a data from the file means that we are going to take that data as an input, and so where we are taking the data from files, from the keyboard and from the database. So all these are the permanent data, the data which is written on the database and the data that is written on the file or via the remote socket. So we are going to say that it is the persistence media. So the environment that allows us to store the data permanently is called the persistence media. Okay, and the process of storing that data into the permanently is called the persistence. Okay, so the process of storing the data permanently in a persistence media is called the persistence. Okay, and how to store the data by the use of persistence logic. The logic that persists data in the persistence media is called the persistence logic. So what are the examples of the persistence logic? Persistence logic like input output stream based logic, JDBC based logic, networking based logic. These are the all the persistence logic. So once again, the persistence logic that persists data in the persistence media is called the persistence logic. Okay, so now what are the technologies that we can use to read and write the data? Like APIs, we can also use the API and the set of libraries. Okay, so in shortly we can say that this input output stream, JDBC, EJB, that is enterprise Java Bean, and the Hibernate, that all to persist data date in the database. Yes. Now, in the real-time projects, the basic operation we do using this is to performing the writing operations to the file and reading operations to the file. Okay. So, where we can store this data? In the persistence media either in the form of a file or in the form of a database. So, storing data into the variable or the array is a temporary, but to store the data in a file and the databases permanently. So programmer uses files or the DB for the long-term purpose. Okay. And for the programming level scope, we always use this variable declaration and storing the data in the variable. So we can refer to the data maintained on the file as a persistent data because data exists beyond the duration of the program execution. Suppose if I am writing an integer a is equals to 5, and so this a value is available until the program is execution. And if I am writing this a value to the my word file or my the notepad file and saving this file, so it will be available throughout my the throughout the file existence of my laptop. So input output stream API is given to store and read the data from files, while JDBC API is given to store and read the data from databases. Okay. So now we can conclude that this input output stream and the JDBC API are given for the development of business logic. Okay. They have for the persistence logic. Okay. Development of business logic means writing our own logic. Okay. Like writing our own logic means writing our own business logic means creating a model and communicating that model to the view and communicating that model with the controller. Okay. So we are not developed these APIs, so they are provided by the only Sun Microsystems. So the for the use of persistence logic developed. Okay, now how the Java application can read and store the data from the file? So we can say that by the use of streams, because if I am talking about the input output stream, so I can say that the stream object is used to read and write the data from file. So now introduction to streams. Now first before going to this input output, we will go with the introduction to stream. What is a stream? So a stream is basically a logical connection between Java program and a file. How a connection between Java program and a file? So let us move with this example. Let us suppose, see, let us suppose this is a source file where I am taking this file as an input. So to store the data in the persistence media, there should be a way to connect these. So how this file or the console or the socket is connected to the source? So this is done by string. Okay, my source is connected to Java's application by the this stream. Okay, so the stream can be defined as a continuous flow of data between Java program and the persistence media. And same for the output stream. Java application is writing the data to the destination by this means of this output stream. So what is the direction of this output stream or the input stream? So stream has a direction based on its viewer uses or the user speed. Okay. Suppose I want to read the data from the file. So it is my application is inputting that data, and suppose I want to write that data. So I will writing that I am sending this data outside to the file. Okay. So now how many types of stream? So basically there there are the two types of stream on the basis of data flow direction and on the basis of data passed through the streams. Okay. And on the basis of data flow direction, I have only the two stream, that is input stream and output stream. Okay. This is input stream and this output stream. And on the basis of type of data passed, I have only the binary stream and the character stream. So now what is the role of binary stream and the character stream? That which is used to read and write the data in the form of byte is called the binary stream, and reading and writing data in the format of character is called the character streams. Okay, so there are the two another types of stream, that is input stream and output stream. So and this is based on the type of data flow direction. Data flow direction means uh, the stream that allow data to come into the Java application from the persistence media is called the input stream, and the stream that allow data to send out from the Java application to the stored media is called the output stream. Okay, got it? Any doubt? So what is the input and output stream? So this input and output stream classes are the abstract in nature. Okay, and there are the different sources like keyboard, output, keyboard, mouse, file, database, sockets, and array, string buffer. So now one more thing, what is the superclass of all these classes? So input stream is the superclass for all the binary input stream class, and the output stream is the superclass for all the binary output stream class. Okay, so once again, input stream class is a superclass for all the input stream classes, and output stream is superclass for all the binary output stream classes. Okay, now what is the input stream class and uh, output stream class, and what are the superclasses of that? So there is a one another class, that is the reader class and writer class. Let I go with this reader class and writer class. Yes. Okay, in this next PPT, see, this is the reader class. Okay, and the same is writer class. So this is the reader class, that is a super class for all the input stream characters. Okay, and there is another class, that is the writer class, that is a super class for all the character input stream classes. Okay, means input stream is related to the binary data, and reader and writer are related to character input stream data. Okay, now what are the similarity and dissimilarities between input stream and the reader writer? So we will go with this in the next lecture.